Hi, it's Damien here from Pet Business Blueprint. Today we are looking at changing the sidebar throughout your site, and that's this little section here, and it's on the home page, and there's also one on every page within the website. So we're only looking at this little sidebar section. If you want to know how to change other sections of the website, such as this section and the footer area and the section up here with this menu, there are separate videos for that. So we're just looking at this sidebar on the home page and on the internal pages of the website. So what we want to do is we want to log into the back end of the website. So we go to the address in our address bar, we go wp-admin at the end of the address there. We log in, put in our username and password, and here we are in the back end. And the way that sidebar works is it's what's called widgets. So what we're going to do is go to Appearance on the left hand side, choose Widgets, and here we can see a whole selection of different types of widgets, and on the right hand side is actually where they're applied on the site. So we've got two types of sidebar. One is just for the home page, and that's separate to the sidebar that's on all the other pages. And just ignore the things underneath here, they're for the columns at the bottom of the website. So for our home page sidebar, I'm just going to open it and have a look in a different tab. As you can see, it's got a phone number, so there's basically 5 elements here. There's a phone number, there's social media, there's a map, there's a testimonial, and there's a little link for a download brochure. And as you can see, when we come back to our widgets page, here are those 5 elements reflected here under that home page sidebar area. So the text is our phone number, so we can change that to whatever we want, and you can also drag and drop and reorder these things. So we might put the text underneath, put our brochure at the top, whatever order you want these in. If we go back to our page now and reload, as you can see, it's just changed the order of all those elements. And I don't think that looks quite as nice, but you can order them however you like. So you can also change the type of widgets that's there. So let's say for example you don't want to have any type of social media on your website. You don't want to have a Facebook page, you just want to have a very basic website. You just drag your social media and actually put it down here, because you might want to use that in the future. So don't delete it, just put it here to inactive widgets, and that'll save it in case you want to get it back in the future. Let's say you don't want to have your brochure, you just take that away. You do need some stuff there, so you really need content to fill that area. You should always have your map there, directions. Instructions on how to change your maps is in a separate video called Changing Maps on Your Pet Website, because there are maps in about 3 or 4 different locations. Testimonials, now you may not have any testimonials when you're first starting. I'd encourage you to get some from a friend, someone that you might do work with pets for free. Ask them for testimonial, because even if you just got one, it's great on that sidebar there. You can choose how many to display there, and you can add new types of widget. So you might add a list of the pages on your website, for example. So you just drag and drop from that section down to here, and you might just call that menu if you need to fill the space. So we save that. Now if we go back and have a look, as you can see, it's now put a menu there. And you just got to be careful with the home page, because as you can see, the page will be as long as this area is, so you don't want to put too much information in there. So for example, that pages widget has now made the page much too long, and it's got all this white space, which is just not very attractive. So what we're going to do, we'll just get rid of that. We haven't done much, so we just drag it and drop it, and that just deletes it from that area. We might want to put a widget there with a little video. Let's say you've got a video of your pet website, or of you doing your work somewhere. We can just embed a little video. So you call it, we might call it @play, and then you go to YouTube, you get your code from YouTube, your embed code, and you just copy and paste it into that area. And I'll actually do that, because it'll only take a second just to show you how simple it is. I'm just going to go to any random video on YouTube, and let's go to Rowan Atkinson, and we go share this video. And this gives us our code here. We want to embed, gives us this code, we copy and paste that back to our website, paste that code into here, caption, having fun with Rowan, save, go to our home page, it's actually pasted that ad in, but of course we would wait till we're on an actual video, and the size has actually gone wrong, so we'd have to resize it a little bit. So we probably want it to be about 200 wide, and we just let it auto set the height, so we just delete the height there, we save it, so you just play around till you've got the right settings. And it's actually a bit too thin, so we make it 250. So now people can view your video directly from your home page, as you can see. And that's very impressive. If someone comes to your home page and you've got a little video there, they can see you and get to know you. It might just be you speaking to camera. It just looks great. So anyway, getting off the track a bit there. So your widgets, yeah, you can just add anything you want there. These are all your options. If you just want to add plain text, you just drag text there and you type in a title for it. Could be like a special offer. You could say like get in now, you know, book before the 18th in order to beat the Christmas rush or something like that. And if you come back and reload that page, there's a little bit of text we just typed, so you know, you put it underneath here so these would look good together. And that's basically it. That's for the home page. Now if we go to our inner pages, this is same principle, but it's actually got a different title, this sidebar, and that is the sidebar here, primary sidebar. So it's got a lot of the same content, but you can actually just, you can make this a little bit longer because it's not, you're not worried about the space restrictions. You can have things like your recent articles, and all this other stuff is just repeated from the home page. So you, again, you just drag and drop the order around, you drag new things into there. You might have your Flickr photos, you might have a feed to a photo album. You create a free Flickr account and you can just put all your pet photos when you're out walking dogs or grooming, whatever you might be doing. Upload them to Flickr and they'll be streamed directly to your website. You just put your Flickr ID in here, number of photos, and it will just show them on the page. So we'll just see what it shows when we haven't put an ID in there. Okay, so it doesn't show anything until you put your Flickr ID in. So as you can see, there are lots of different types of widgets. You can just play around with them. You might put a little search bar on there. Just be mindful of the amount of space you've got to work with, and page length and that kind of thing. So there's our little search bar. So if you've got lots of content on your website, you might want this on your blog so people can go back through your old articles. So we might put dog training in that little search bar. And these are all the entries, so pages, articles, things like that. So that is how you enter, edit the content on your sidebars, and there are different videos for how to edit the content elsewhere on the website. Okay, thank you.